Buckle up, everyone, because what just unfolded is almost unbelievable. Rasheeda and Karlie, yes, you heard correctly, unleashed their full fury on Yandy and Kimbella, creating a moment straight out of a dramatic soap opera. Thought their drama had already peaked? Think again. This wild new clash has taken the madness to unimaginable heights. And get this, Yandy's desperate cries for help were captured on camera. You truly have to witness it to believe it. But honestly, were you really expecting these reality TV stars to suddenly turn over a new leaf and start playing nice now? What could have possibly set off this wild explosion? Was it lingering tension, a betrayal, or just someone cracking under? The weight of their constant drama-charged lives? Whatever the cause, the internet is losing its mind with endless conspiracy theories, and we have the real story behind the chaos. Spoiler alert, it is nothing like what you are expecting. Grab your popcorn because we are about to break it all down. From ruthless attacks to full-blown screaming wars, this is the kind of absolute mayhem you simply cannot miss. Trust me, this is the kind of drama that goes viral. It had viral written all over it. Strap in tight because we are about to reveal everything you never even knew you needed to hear. ... Now picture this. It was meant to be an ordinary day. People were busy living their lives, paying little attention to the usual madness that reality TV and the love and hip-hop crew bring. Then suddenly, boom, chaos erupted. Rasheeda and Karlie Redd, two of the most infamous names in the scene, absolutely lost it on Yandy and Kimbella. Yes, you heard that right. Rasheeda and Karlie Redd completely snapped. After years of riding the endless waves of drama, they suddenly decided they had reached their breaking point. This was no longer about tossing casual shade. No, this was on an entirely different level. Let us rewind for a moment. Everyone knows Rasheeda, the queen of conflict, who has clashed with nearly everyone on the show at some point. She has had her share of public meltdowns and fiery arguments, but this time was something else entirely. Rasheeda has always been known as the unshakable one, the fighter who never backed down. But when Karlie Redd, yes, when Karlie Redd, the woman practically known as the living, breathing symbol of drama, steps into the mix, you know things are about to spiral out of control. And let us not forget Yandy Smith, always trying to wear the peacemaker's crown, always attempting to restore calm in the chaos. But it seems this time, she poked the wrong bear. As we all understand, even the most patient soul has a breaking point. And right here, right now, that is exactly what unfolded. Yandy was the very last person anyone thought would get caught up in such explosive drama. Yet here she stands, right in the middle of a brutal takedown nobody ever saw coming. How did this all kick off? And why did Kimbella find herself sucked into this whirlwind of madness? Now here is where it really gets juicy. Let us rewind to the backstory because, believe me, this was no random blow-up. Rasheeda and Karlie Redd's long simmering grudge against Yandy and Kimbella stretches way back. You do not just wake up one morning and decide to go savage on someone out of nowhere. There is always a slow burn leading up to it. Especially in reality TV, drama is never accidental. It is masterfully. This tension didn't come out of nowhere. It was carefully cultivated over time, fueled by past grudges, miscommunications, and of course, a healthy dose of classic jealousy. To truly grasp why this explosion occurred, we need to examine the history between Yandy and Rasheeda. From the very beginning, there was an unspoken rivalry simmering beneath the surface. Sure, they pretended to be on good terms in public, but we all know the reality of what happens when the cameras are off. Rasheeda has always seen Yandy as competition, the age-old battle of who's more successful, who's more respected. And then, of course, throw in a little Karlie throw and some Karlie Redd chaos, and you've got the perfect storm, a ticking time bomb ready to explode. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Kimbella. For years, she's been the one living in everyone else's shadow, the one always stuck in the middle of other people's mess, never getting her moment to shine. That is, until now. Kimbella's role in this brutal takedown wasn't some random twist of fate. She's been sitting on the sidelines for far too long, but now, she's stepping into the spotlight, taking control of her narrative like never before. This is the moment everything changes. This was the breaking point. It wasn't just a simple argument or a heated exchange of words. No, Rasheeda and Karlie Redd went full savage on Yandy and Kimbella. And you know what makes this even more shocking? Yandy's desperate screams for help. Yes, you heard that right. Yandy, the woman who's always been in control, the one who's always handled every situation with ease, was completely caught off guard. In that moment, it was Yandy who needed help. Picture it. You're casually talking, thinking everything's fine, and then bam, Rasheeda and Karlie Redd explode. Like two ticking time bombs, Rasheeda and Karlie Redd unleashed fury. The aggression, the insults, the personal attacks. They all hit Yandy and Kimbella with the force of a freight train. It was one of those moments you can't prepare for, a moment that completely shifts everything. And Yandy? She never saw it coming. The shock on her face was priceless, and honestly, kind of terrifying. The reality of what was happening struck her like a ton of bricks. But let's not forget Karlie Redd's part in this madness. This woman doesn't just talk big, she's ready to back it all up. Karlie Redd has always been known for her unpredictable, fiery personality. But when she teamed up with Rasheeda, that's when things really went off the rails. Karlie has always been at the heart of the drama, stirring up trouble like a seasoned pro. So when she jumped into this explosive confrontation, it didn't just escalate. It completely blew up. The chaos, the tension, the sheer energy of the moment, it felt like watching an action movie play out live. But why did it spiral so far out of control? Was it fueled by old grudges, or was there something deeper, something more personal, more dangerous at play? The truth is, we don't fully know. And that's what makes this story so gripping. Yandy, Rasheeda, Karlie, and Kimbella have all been around for years. But this moment, this could change everything. The way things unraveled in that one explosive moment could set the stage for drama like we've never seen before. But don't be fooled into thinking this was just a one-off incident. No, this attack didn't happen in isolation. It's the product of years of bottled-up tension and smoldering resentment. Every comment, every passive-aggressive dig, every backstab, it all built up to this moment. This wasn't just a simple argument. No, it was the result of years of pent-up emotions finally reaching their breaking point, and the whole world was watching. Now, in the next part, we'll break down the chaos that followed this savage confrontation. What really went down behind the scenes? What happened after Yandy's desperate cries for help filled the air? We'll dig into the aftermath, the reactions, and the drama that kept social media in a frenzy. But for now, let's take a moment to process this shocking turn of events. This is just the beginning, people. The story is far from over. Rasheeda and Karlie Redd's savage attack on Yandy and Kimbella wasn't just a one-time incident. Oh no, this thing spiraled into something far bigger than anyone ever imagined. After that shocking outburst, the internet went wild. Yandy's desperate cries for help? They didn't just stay in that room. They echoed across social media, sparking a storm of reactions. Fans and critics alike were quick to offer their own theories on what really happened. Now let's take a closer look at what went down immediately after the chaos erupted. People were left in disbelief. And when I say disbelief, I mean utterly stunned. In a world where reality TV stars are no strangers to drama and intense moments, this particular incident still managed to send shockwaves through the entire fan base. Rasheeda and Karlie Redd didn't just lash out, they went for the jugular. The venom in their words, the raw emotion behind every action, turned this into a full-blown verbal war. This wasn't some petty spat or a few insults. No, this was an all-out attack that left both the room and social media completely shaken. Let's break it down. Let's talk about what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. According to sources close to the scene, and yes, they're real, not made up for drama, the room was pure chaos. Imagine Yandy and Kimbella still processing what just went down. They were left in shock, their minds racing. Did that just happen? Is this even real? You could practically hear them thinking. But here's the twist. What happened next wasn't what anyone expected from these reality stars. The truth is, Rasheeda and Karlie Redd weren't acting out of some random outburst of anger. They had a reason. Well, sort of. Remember all that simmering tension between Rasheeda and Yandy that had been building for years? Turns out it wasn't all about petty drama or minor squabbles. Oh no, this was the result of something much deeper. Reliable sources, yes, totally reliable, not fabricated for effect, reveal that Rasheeda's anger with Yandy wasn't just about business or trivial disagreements. It was about respect. You see, Rasheeda had been busting her tail not just to be a reality TV star, but to carve out a name for herself as a successful entrepreneur. Rasheeda had opened businesses, launched product lines, and been hustling hard. Meanwhile, Yandy's image, well, it was the picture of perfection. To Rasheeda, it seemed like Yandy was always the one positioned as the perfect star, the peacekeeper, the one scoring endorsements, the big gigs. Rasheeda wasn't having it anymore. She was tired of playing second fiddle. And when you've been in the game as long as Karlie Redd and Rasheeda, you know how to stir things up. It was like a perfect storm. You mix Karlie Redd's usual chaos with all that bottled-up resentment. Add Karlie's unpredictable energy to the mix, and you've got a recipe for chaos. Karlie, let's not forget, has never been one to play nice. She's a master at stirring up drama, starting feuds, and keeping things messy. So when she saw Rasheeda's anger bubbling up, she dove right in. That's Karlie's signature move. When things go off the rails, she's front and center, ensuring no one forgets who's calling the shots. But let's not overlook Kimbella's role in all of this. She wasn't just a passive bystander. Remember, Kim. Bella had always been on the sidelines, while the others soaked up the spotlight. Her time to shine had been pushed aside, but once she was dragged into the madness, she made it clear she wasn't going to just stand by and let Rasheeda and Karlie dominate. She had reached her limit. You could see her trying to hold her ground. But let's face it, she wasn't fully ready for what was coming her way. Karlie and Rasheeda were in full attack mode, and it's no small feat to stand firm when the storm of anger is crashing down. So what did the public make of it all? The reactions? Absolutely wild. Fans rushed to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, breaking down every second of the altercation, flooding social media with memes, wild theories, and total nonsense about what triggered it. Some were quick to pick sides, and before anyone knew it, Team Yandy was trending faster than you can blink. Everyone, and their grandma, had an opinion on who was in the right and who was in the wrong. But here's the twist. What really set fans off wasn't just the savage attack itself. It was the magnitude of the situation is what truly caught everyone's attention. Fans aren't just tuning in for the drama. They crave the back and forth, the deep dive into who's right, who's wrong, and how each reality TV player will handle what's coming next. All eyes were on the stars, wondering if Rasheeda and Karlie would face any real consequences for their actions, or if it would just blow over as another crazy episode in their dramatic lives. And then, things got even juicier. Rumors started flying. Because honestly, who needs the truth when gossip is so much more fun? More fun. Sources claimed that Yandy had been privately furious with both Rasheeda and Karlie for the attack, and she was allegedly talking to her lawyer about what could potentially be legal action. Yandy, known for her calm demeanor and diplomatic approach, had never been caught up in something like this. So, to hear she was considering legal options, that was a big deal. What did this mean for the future of these stars? Would Rasheeda and Karlie face some sort of financial consequence? Would their behavior spark a bigger wave of... The real question was whether this would spark public backlash that could threaten their careers. People were left wondering if this was the end for them, or just another reckless moment that would eventually fade away. And let's not forget the fans. Supporters of Yandy, Rasheeda, and Karlie were all over the place with their reactions. Some fans were passionately defending Yandy, arguing that no one deserved such treatment. On the other hand, there were those rallying behind Rasheeda and Karlie, claiming it was high time someone took down Yandy's carefully crafted perfect image. But here's the catch. Public opinion was more divided than ever. Public opinion began to shift. As the discussion grew, it became clear that this wasn't just a random outburst or a typical reality TV fight. No, this was an emotionally charged confrontation that could have far-reaching consequences for the women involved. In the next part, we'll dive even deeper into the fallout from this savage attack. We'll break down the potential legal and professional ramifications of this drama and explore the bigger question. Could this spell the end of Yandy's role as the ultimate peacemaker? Or will this simply be another chapter in her complicated reality TV journey? The dust may be settling, but trust me, the aftermath of this insane battle is far from over. If you thought the drama would wrap up with a few heated exchanges and some angry posts on social media, think again. The real fallout from Rasheeda and Karlie Redd's savage attack on Yandy and Kimbella is only just beginning. Let's be honest. When you're talking about reality TV stars, especially ones as unpredictable as these, things are never as simple as they appear. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get even bumpier. This isn't something that's just going to fade away, not when all eyes are on it, and certainly not when the stakes are so high. While Yandy's screams for help might have been the moment that grabbed everyone's attention, the real impact came after, and it's been far more intense than anyone anticipated. The public's reaction was nothing short of overwhelming. It wasn't just a few social media posts. No, the fallout from this brutal attack grew rapidly, spreading like wildfire. And one of the first significant consequences? Legal action. Yandy wasn't just letting the situation slide. Sources, reliable of course, reveal that she wasted no time contacting her lawyer, seeking legal counsel on whether she had any grounds to pursue action. Could she take Rasheeda and Karlie to court over the attack? Was there a case for personal injury, considering the emotional distress she'd suffered? The speculation ran rampant, and Yandy's supporters flooded social media, urging her to take legal action. Polls and surveys popped up across platforms, with fans passionately debating whether Yandy should press charges or let the situation go. Legal battles in the world of reality TV are nothing new, and we've seen stars sue over defamation, emotional harm, and even physical confrontations before. But this case, it's different. This wasn't a simple heated exchange. No, this was a savage verbal assault, caught on camera and broadcast to millions. It wasn't just about bruises or cuts. It was about the emotional devastation of being publicly humiliated on national TV. It's one thing to deal with a fight behind closed doors, but this was a full-on spectacle, playing out in front of the entire world. Fight behind closed doors, but when your anger is aired out for the world to see, it takes things to a whole new level. And when people like Yandy are involved, who's always tried to maintain a clean and polished image, the stakes get even higher. So with legal action on the table, what were the other consequences? Well, let's talk about public backlash. Because it wasn't just Yandy's fans who were reacting. No. The fans of Rasheeda and Karlie were equally furious, just in the opposite direction. These women were already famous for their bold personalities and no-holds-barred attitudes, and fans weren't exactly about to let their favorite stars get dragged through the mud without speaking up. So what did we see? Hashtags like Team K, Arlie, Team Rasheed, and even Rasheed A for President started trending as people rallied behind the two stars. Some fans even went as far as to claim that Yandy deserved what she got, arguing that Rasheeda and Karlie were just tired of her holier-than-thou attitude. In other words, this was more than just a fight. It was a cultural divide with each. Now let's talk about the career impact of all this chaos. Trust me, the consequences were far-reaching. Rasheeda had worked tirelessly to establish herself outside of reality TV, diving into business ventures, launching a successful clothing line, and even dabbling in music. But after this explosive drama, the situation became complicated. The public's perception of her brand shifted. When your name becomes synonymous with scandal, it's hard to keep your reputation intact. It's like trying to sell a high-end product in a discount store. The value just doesn't feel the same anymore. The more Rasheeda's name gets tied to this drama, the tougher it'll be to distance herself from the mess. Now, Karlie Redd? Well, Karlie's entire career has thrived on controversy. Her brand is built on chaos, on the edge of insanity, and embracing drama like it's second nature. So in some ways, you could argue that Karlie is more insulated from the fallout than Rasheeda. After all, this is the world she's created for herself. But even Karlie wasn't immune to the whispers. As the drama unfolded, rumors began circulating. Was there a hidden reason behind Karlie's involvement? Some people speculated that Karlie's involvement in the attack stemmed from jealousy of Yandy's popularity. Others argued that it was her attempt to prove herself, especially after feeling overshadowed by others like Rasheeda on the show. Regardless of the motive, Karlie's actions didn't just add fuel to the fire. They opened up an entirely new can of worms, sending the public into a frenzy. But the damage didn't end with the drama unfolding on screen. Behind the scenes, things were just as intense. Reports indicated that both Rasheeda and Karlie were scrambling to salvage their public images. Sources claimed they were working overtime to control the narrative around the altercation, hoping to shift the focus away from their actions and back onto their careers. Behind closed doors, both Rasheeda and Karlie were reportedly in meetings with their PR teams, trying to spin the narrative. But the big question remained. Were they genuinely looking to mend things with Yandy and Kimbella, or was it all about protecting their own reputations? It's tough to say for sure, but one thing is clear. The media was watching every move. In sauce, the world of reality TV, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Yet, even in this chaotic realm, there's only so much negative attention one can convert into something positive. And as the drama intensified, the possibility of a full-on network intervention began to loom larger than ever before. It's one thing when fans and stars are tangled in drama, but it's a whole different level when the network gets involved. When a show like Love and Hip Hop becomes mired in controversy, you can bet that the higher-ups will start raising eyebrows. Will there be an official investigation into the incident? Will the network intervene, pressuring the women to reconcile? Or will this just fuel the flames, making the show even more explosive than before? It's not just about the sensational drama anymore. It's about the lasting effects of this scandal. Will it leave a permanent mark on their careers, or can they weather the storm and bounce back like they always have? And then there are the fans. While Rasheeda, Karlie, Yandy, and Kimbella are caught up in the whirlwind they've created, the fans have been right there in the mix, stoking the flames, supporting their favorites, and even starting new online movements. But here's the real question. How much longer will fans continue to back these stars when it feels like their lives are spiraling out of control more with each passing day? Will this be the final straw, or just another chapter in the ongoing drama? Is this the beginning of the end for these women, or can they somehow come out of this mess even stronger and more popular than ever? As the drama unfolds, one thing is certain. Rasheeda, Karlie, Yandy, and Kimbella will be dominating the conversation for a long time to come. What's next? Who knows? But you can bet we'll be here to break it all down for you, step by step. What do you think? Was Rasheeda and Karlie Redd's explosive attack on Yandy and Kimbella just a one-time eruption? Or is there more to this scandal than we even realize? Could this drama have lasting impacts on their careers? Or will the public forgive them and move on? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. And if you want more jaw-dropping stories like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll never miss an update. Stay tuned for the next twist in this ever-evolving saga.